You might have heard the phrase, to carry the weight of the world on one's shoulders, but did you know that it was actually derived from the Greek tale of Atlas, one of the earliest gods in Greek mythology? Now, factually speaking, Atlas carried the celestial sphere, and not the weight of the globe, but you get the idea. The misconception may be due to the similar spherical shapes of the celestial sphere in the Earth. However, the reason behind him doing it is too interesting. So let's find that out along with the entire story of Atlas. Even though Atlas is one of the most recognizable figures in Greek mythology, his function in ancient Greece is quite unclear. Given the many conflicting tales that have been recounted about him, this is hardly unexpected. The early legends merely state that Atlas was in charge of supporting the sky. But we do know something about his origins. The Titan Iapetos and the Okeanid Clymene had 4 children, and Atlas was one of them. His brothers were Prometheus, Epimetheus, and Menoetios. Atlas was said to be one of the greatest and most powerful titans, even surpassing the might of the original titans. He served as the titan of astronomy and navigation throughout the universe. Although among the titans, Atlas is not the most powerful. That honor belongs to Cronus. Atlas has a solid reputation for strength. Except him, only the great hero Heracles had ever been able to lift the sky with his own power. And though he was a member of the second generation of the old gods, Atlas was also regarded as a superb leader and was highly esteemed by his elders. Even his aunts and uncles fought beside him in the conflict with the Olympians. According to later accounts, Atlas, along with Cronos, the king of the Titans, led the Titans in their conflict with the gods during Titanomachy, the great war of the gods and the Titans. He was the strongest Titan, and he had the power to throw mountains at the gods like stones. He vented his wrath by hammering the earth, triggering a significant earthquake as Hades attempted to take Cronus' soul. Despite the fact that he prevented his Titan brethren from being taken at that point, Atlas was later the target of Hades. His soul was effectively taken and assimilated by Hades with the help of Poseidon. The Titans' conflict with the gods went on despite their captivity of him. In the aftermath of the Great War, his fellow Titans would find the frail Atlas in the lowest caverns of the underworld. To be precise, the Atlas Mountains region in North Africa is where Atlas was later discovered. Zeus and his companions prevailed after 10 years of combat despite Atlas's power, and then it was time for the Olympians to punish their foes. Menoetios was sent to the underworld's Tartarus, but a specific punishment was meted out to Atlas, in part because of his leadership in the battle, and in part because of his tremendous strength. Atlas was given the responsibility of keeping the heavenly globe, or the sky, in the air forever. And mark this clearly, the ancient Greek myths make it clear that it was the sky, contrary to popular belief that Atlas is supporting the world on his shoulders, and how the Titan is frequently portrayed. Many of the Titan stories come to an end with the Titanomachy, although Atlas would later make another appearance in other Greek myths. Each of these tales cannot always be reconciled with other events in Greek mythology, since they were recorded by different authors. The 7 exquisite mountain nymphs, known as the Pleiades, were said to be his children. The renowned Calypso and the Hesperides were among Atlas's daughters. These female goddesses had a variety of roles in Greek mythology, frequently opposing the Greek heroes. While Calypso imprisoned the legendary Odysseus following the destruction of Troy, the Hesperides likewise temporarily protected the golden apples. Several of these Atlas children are known to have evolved into constellations, which are visible in the night sky. The head of the 7 Pleiades, Maia, would later fall in love with Zeus and give birth to Hermes, the nimble messenger of the Olympian gods. Atlas's run-in with the Greek hero Heracles is the subject of his most well-known tale. Heracles was in the middle of his 11th labor when Prometheus told him that he would need the help of Atlas to get the golden apples out of Hera's garden. The dragon Ladon stood to watch over the garden of Hera, which was looked after by the Hesperides, who may have been an ancestor of Atlas. As a result, Heracles travels to Atlas and promises to temporarily keep the heavens in place, while Atlas collects the golden apples for him. The Greek hero offers a deal, which Atlas willingly accepts, and he is able to retrieve the fruits. However, Atlas does not want to carry the weight of the heavens once more, and agrees to return the apples to King Eurystheus on behalf of Heracles. Heracles begs the Titan to temporarily hold the sky as he changes his cloak into a more comfortable position after realizing that he must take action, or else he would never be free of his load. Atlas accepts foolishly, and before he knows it, the Titan is forced to grasp the celestial sphere for all of the eternity once more. In some versions of the narrative, Atlas only directs Heracles to the Hera garden, and Heracles then performs all of the labors on his own. In a different story, Heracles constructs the pillars of Heracles to free Atlas from his unending suffering. In tales created under the Roman Empire, Atlas has a small part in the Perseus myth. The best-known version may be found in Ovid's Metamorphoses. Even though Heracles hasn't yet claimed the golden apples in the story, the ending implies that Heracles' story is impossible to come true. Greek mythology frequently contains contradictions of this nature, Thus, they must be tolerated. When Perseus arrived at the home of Atlas, he had been flying in his winged boots. With its green surroundings, many animals, and golden trees, the Garden of Atlas was a stunning location. Friend, if high birth impresses you, Jupiter is responsible for my birth, Perseus pleaded the Titan, or you may admire my actions if you value outstanding acts. I request kindness and relaxation. But the Titan recalled a prophecy about a man who would take the golden apples and be referred to as the son of Zeus. He had made preparations to safeguard his orchard even though he was unaware that the prophecy was about Heracles and not Perseus. He built fortifications around it and assigned a big dragon to guard it. Go far away, lest the grandeur of the deeds that you lie about and Zeus himself fail you, shouted Atlas as he refused to let Perseus pass. He made an effort to physically drive the explorer away. Perseus attempted to appease the Titan and persuade him that he had no desire for the fruits, but the Titan just became angry. He grew till he was the size of a mountain, his shoulders turning into ridges and his beard becoming trees. Offended, Perseus revealed the Titan Medusa's head, which he had removed from his satchel. Like everyone who looks at her face, Atlas too also turned to stone, and as a result, present-day Northwest Africa is home to the Atlas Mountain Range, which divides the Sahara Desert from the Mediterranean and Atlantic coasts. Even though there is no actual relationship between Atlas and maps, the term is nonetheless well known today. Atlas is still often portrayed in contemporary collections of Greek myths, and the Titan has a surprising amount of prominence for a non-Olympic deity. And with no surprise, Zeus never showed mercy to this deity. With this, we come to an end for this video. Let us know your thoughts on it down in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed watching it, smash the like and subscribe button. We'll see you next time around. Until then, stay mythically mad.